Welcome back to Parker's Picks 2014. Up next, pick number 3.
This one is close to our hearts here at Channel 5 because the young lady involved was a Fox 5 intern. Now, we didn't know it at first, but she had quite a story to tell.
Two people who likely would have never met. One from rural Oklahoma, the other a city kid from D.C. Chance brought them together.
There she is.
Heart made it last.
Hi, how are you, sweetheart? Good.
Dana Jackson had finished college and law school and moved to D.C. to work on Capitol Hill. She wanted to volunteer, and in the mid-1990s, a mentoring nonprofit called For Love of Children paired her up with a 6-year-old named Asiana from a pretty rough D.C. neighborhood. The first meeting is still crystal clear.
It's actually kind of a funny story. I walked into her apartment. I remember it so well. I remember looking at her. She was so precious, but she saw me and she immediately, you could tell she was so nervous. She dropped to the floor and pretended to be asleep for the entire first meeting.
That soon changed.
The next time I went to get her and she bounded out of the door, eyes wide open, ready to go.
With Asiana's mother's blessing, Dana took her to the zoo, swimming, horseback riding.
It was a lot of fun, and I just really took her under my wing. I loved her so much.
Asiana got love and something more.
She made me realize that there's more than what's around my neighborhood and what's around the corner from my house.
Dana figured it might last a year or two.
Here we are, 17 years later. Yeah.
When Dana got married, Asiana was in the wedding.
Oh, she's enhanced my life. I mean, for so long, she's just been a part of the fabric of my life.
She's always just showed me that there was better things in life and that education is key. And once I have that, I can basically do anything. And if I have that confidence, I can be anyone I want to be. That's my mom.
In addition to her own mom, Dana was there for graduation. But just days after high school graduation, Asiana, her mom, and siblings were evicted from their home in Northeast D.C.
There are no words to describe how I felt when we were evicted. I mean, first of all, it was very embarrassing because everyone around the neighborhood crowded around our home as people were putting out things on the sidewalk. And we literally had to sit there to make sure people didn't steal our things.
They stayed with relatives. Soon, Asiana started college, a full scholarship to George Washington University.
I've always wanted to go to college, but I feel like she made it possible.
And when Asiana's mom had a stroke last year, Dana and her husband explained to their 3 kids that the 5 young children and Asiana were moving in. For the kids, it was an adventure. And for Dana and her husband, it was a way to not just tell their children something, but to show them.
It's the most my kids have been able to see in a very concrete way of their parents giving back and truly helping others in need.
I don't think I would be where I am today. Like she's like the boarding school and education and just everything. She's had a huge influence on my life and my siblings' lives as well.
She understands now that I'm really here for her. She can always come to me for anything, even if it means opening my door to, all the little ones. I'll do it. I'm here. I'm here for the duration.
And Dana will be the first to tell you she's been richly rewarded by the relationship every bit as much as Asiana has.
I think it's probably the thing I'm most proud of.
In your whole life?
I think so. So many of the other things that are wonderful in my life were in some ways sort of scripted and expected in a way.
Things like going to college, having a family. Mentorship was the surprise that ultimately helped shape her life. Dana used to wonder when she'd be satisfied with her work as a mentor.
And I thought, is it when she graduates from high school? Is it when she graduates from college? When and where will that be, and how will that feel, and when will I know? And then I realized, actually, no, that's not it. It's, I thought, if she's ever in a position of strength to help others, that's when I'll know. Yeah. And she is. Yeah, I told you I'd get choked up.
It's already happened. Asiana has started a program at George Washington University called Positivity. College kids mentor D.C. public school children. Now, as Asiana approaches graduation from George Washington, they both have trouble defining the relationship.
In some ways, I almost feel like she was my first daughter.
Sister, kind of mother figure, friend, like, you know.
We settle on hybrid.
Yeah.
Really, it requires no label. They just know how it feels.
Miss Dana, she's like the best mentor ever.
Thank you, Asiana. Likewise, you know, the feeling's mutual.
Asiana graduated from George Washington University this past spring, but the question is, what has she been up to?
Well, as you can guess, she and Dana talk and write and visit regularly. Asiana has been working. She has also been interning at BET here in DC and establishing her nonprofit, Positivity Mentoring. They're already helping hundreds of kids. Now, she also has some very big news. Asiana is moving away from DC for the first time in her life. Sean, can you guess from this picture where she is heading?
She's going to Hollywood.
Yeah, she's moving to LA. She already has some internships lined up, and she's searching for a job as well.
That's very incredible. We're so proud of you. Proud of you, girl.
Good job.
All right, coming up next on Parker's Picks.
You do not want to miss the outpouring of love and support for Little D and the adventures he's crossing off his bucket list